the sprint, a dash, a scamper. Find your top speed and don't let up. From wire to wire, blazing speed is required. Unlike the marathons of the Triple Crown, today the sprinters take center stage. Here at the young but humble environs of Lewis Downs, in a county adjacent to the horse capital of the world, a new tradition unlike any other, a celebration of the sprint. Among shades of web gray on the scoreboard and infield barns, and nestled along the tall and lush green forests of north central Florida, indeed, on the far end of the Lewis Downs track is a dense tree backdrop. On the near side, the grandstand has become a who's who of the sport's most preeminent owners. Seating both young and old, horse racing's elite are always in attendance, with dreams of a flash of glory, followed by a celebration within the flowers of the winner's circle. Who will catch lightning in a bottle and forge themselves first over the finish line in the sweltering heat of this champion's cauldron? It's the definitive test of pure speed in Chris Lewis's Google Sheets-based horse racing simulation Dynasty Fantasy League. This is the inaugural Lewis Downs Sprint Championships. And indeed, we welcome you to the first ever Lewis Downs Sprint Championships here in beautiful Gainesville, Florida. I'm Jimmy Rakes. I'll be your play-by-play, race-by-race announcer, of course, alongside Chris Lewis, our founder, our leader, and our weather looking beautiful today. Chamber of Commerce Day. No rain in the forecast for this wonderful race day, and a lot to cover and preview. So without further ado, I'll send it over to you, Chris.
Jimmy, thanks for the introduction.
My pleasure.
Solid opening monologue. So, of course, reminder, 2 days from today at 7:30 is our 2-year-old draft. Be there or be square. I'll send out, I think I'll email out a link to the draft room and to like an audio only Zoom link. All right, but today we could do recaps and all that, but I think the focus of today is the sprint championships. There's 4 of them, a lot of money at stake between the 4 of them. So we'll just preview them, take them one at a time. First is the Lewis Downs 3-year-old female sprint championship. Among the biggest stories there is that Beach Carrot is taking the day off. The A-grade horse would be for certain the favorite, won't be in. So that leaves an opportunity for the rest of these. Perhaps Intention can get out from Beach Carrot's shadow, and as the sole favorite might be the horse to watch. Intention sort of had a, maybe you can call it disappointing, but an underperforming part of the schedule, the Triple Crown part of the schedule. But Intention, without Beach Carrot in this race, is certainly the favorite. And then one other horse to really watch, I think. Intention has a 2-grade favorite over even the second most likely horse to win, but one of the D-grade horses, Andrews Candy Bar, is really likes the short distances, and I think would be the most likely to upset Intention. So I'll call those the favorite and the most likely upset horse in the Lewis Downs 3-year-old female sprint championship. Next up is the 3-year-old male sprint championship. And that, of course, is the return of Lemke. We haven't seen him since he won the Belmont, the Kentucky Derby champion.
Oh, is it not working, Chris?
You can find the rest of that song on the homepage. in the frivolities section, but that's Lemke, the all-time winningest horse in the Horse Racing Fantasy League. So certainly Lemke's a horse to watch always. I would say though that the favorite is Jesse's Supply and Demand, who had a pretty decent Triple Crown portion of the calendar, is the only C grade horse. There's lots of D grade horses in addition to Lemke, a good 11 horse race. And actually, before we move on from this one, Jimmy, this race has your dark horse, doesn't it?
Indeed, Chris. Going with a little owner bias today. My dark horse is my horse, Jazz, down in the 11th position. The buckskin D grade horse, and not necessarily great on the dirt, but first in my heart, and hopefully first across the finish line in this 3-year-old male sprint championships. The lowest amount of money won so far, and one show so far, but I'm going with Jazz to win.
Nice. Yeah, Jimmy, that would, on one hand, certainly be an upset since Jazz hasn't had much success yet. Well, on the other hand, it'd only be a 1 grade upset over Supply and Demand. So interesting pick. We'll see. All right, moving right along, the Lewis Downs 4 and Up Female Sprint Championship. Among the biggest stories in that race is that Apology Accepted is taking the day off. So 2 of the 3 grade A horses are off this week. That, of course, leaves Portugal the Fast down here as the favorite. The Saudi Cup winner has a ton of career money winnings already. There is a B grade horse that has had a lot of success too, and that's Macy's Pernicious, and a couple C grade horses. It's a stacked race in terms of talent, but it's Portugal the Fast to lose. And finally, the Lewis Downs 4 and Up Male Sprint Championship. And that one's, we've got loaded with 14 horses. I would say that we have co-favorites because there's 2 B grade horses. First is Casey's We Don't Say That, who already has a stakes win. That was in the Met Mile. And then Jesse's Quicksilver, that's a husband-wife rivalry. And Quicksilver got, I think, second in the Saudi Cup. So that's a lot of career winnings too. And then there's lots of horses you could mention here. There's, 4 C grade horses. And among the D grade horses, Zach's absolute best horse so far, Fever Pitch, and Metaphorical Pitcher won the Red Sea Turf Handicap. So there's tons of talent in this one. How about this? Standard Bearer, I think, is the last undefeated horse in the league with 2 starts, 2 wins, and perhaps is a long shot in this one, but has never lost before, never even gotten second before. So loaded race. That'll be a fun one to close us out. I had a chance to catch up with Casey earlier. He provided written answers to a couple interview questions, but wanted to thank him for his time. I asked him, there you go. I asked him, your top horse this year has clearly been We Don't Say That, the Met Mile champion. I just described him as a co-favorite in one of today's stakes races. I said co-favorite because there's another grade B horse in the race, Quicksilver, owned by your wife, Jessie. Are you living in a house divided today? Comment on whether you view this race especially as a rivalry race. Jimmy said he'd read Casey's answers for us.
Yeah, Casey said, I wouldn't say that we are a house divided. No pun intended. We both enjoy some friendly competition. Besides, both our stables have similar investors.
Good deal. I thought it took me a minute. He said, I wouldn't say that. The pun is that his horses, we don't say that.
We don't.
It took me a minute. And I also asked him, I think it's fair to say this season hasn't gone exactly to plan for you. What are your goals for the rest of the way? Can you still win this thing?
Well, who's to say that this isn't exactly my plan? There is no precedent to running a stable of make-believe horses in a fake horse racing league. So maybe in my make-believe world, I am winning, and that is my truth.
Yeah, Casey's forever looking at things from a positive light, perhaps.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we want to thank Casey for his time. All right, here's the standings before we get to today's races. With all the money at stake, there's perhaps a chance for people to close the gap on Nate. I did want to mention back when we were looking at the favorites that Jesse's stable is the most likely to win two of these. She's got favorites in two of the four. Favorites or co-favorites. She's recently fallen out of the top six into sevens. Could be a big day for her, but could be a big day for a lot of our owners. All right, don't forget to draft 2 days. All right, that's it for the pregame show, Jimmy.
Woo! Excited for the race, excited for the draft coming up as well. And I'm not sure what Casey was talking about, fake horses. I don't know. Maybe he's got some other fantasy league he's working on, but we got some real horses. We got some real owners and some real races about to get going here. As we head out to the track, the inaugural Lewistown Sprint Championships. We're going to start with a bit longer race today, though, with 9.5 furlongs on the turf. 4 I grade horses, 2 J grade. I've got one of my horses in here. Casey's got 2 of his fake horses, and Jesse with 2 along with Zach. So everybody's going to get some money here in this first race with that $30,000 purse.
That's right. These are some. The race was only open to grades I, J, and K. So there's horses that haven't won a whole bunch yet, but Ronnie in the Law is the only one in the field that has a win.
Yes. All right. Let's get out to the track. Like I said, everybody's a winner money-wise in this one, but they're off for the race for first. Body Surfer flying out of the gate, followed by Rumble Road alongside Ichigo, All I Could Afford, Oxford Comma, and Ronnie in the Law are the trailers. Body Surfer still in the lead, All I Could Afford now taking the lead. As we come around the turn, All I Could Afford in first, Body Surfer second alongside Oxford Comma. Rumble Road now up into second, into first, charging as we head into the last couple furlongs. Oxford Comma taking the lead, and it's Oxford Comma trying to stretch that lead. Rumble Road alongside Ichigo also there. We've got a close one. Oxford Comma, though, taking it half a length, and it's going to be Oxford Comma with the win, followed by Ronnie in the Law. Body Surfer taking third at the line. Rumble Road in fourth, followed by All I Could Afford and Ichigo in sixth. Congrats to Oxford Comma and Jesse on the victory.
About that, congrats to Jesse.
Very nice.
All right, let's look at race number 2.
All right, number 2, a little bit longer here. Our longest race of the day, I believe, at 10.5 furlongs. This one over on the dirt, and just 2 owned horses here. The Empress by Casey and Gefilte Fish by Johnny. And a lot of fatigue on a lot of these horses.
Oh, is that
especially,
right?
Especially Gefilte Fish and Mr. Edward, double-digit fatigue. We'll see if that has an effect on the race.
All right, yeah.
All age grade horses too, so should be a close one.
Yeah, pretty evenly matched on paper. That fatigue might make a difference, though.
Indeed. Purse a little higher, 45,000. And once again, we've got 6 here, so everybody's getting some money as we head out to the dirt. Beautiful day, so no mud today, just dirt. And they're off. Gefilte Fish early on with the lead, followed by Berserk, Vibing, Mr. Edward, Database, and the Empress trailing. Gefilte Fish right by Vibing and the Empress as we come around the turn. The Empress now taking the lead. Gefilte Fish in second. The 2 owned horses keeping that lead. Gefilte Fish in second alongside Vibing, Mr. Edward, Database, and Berserk. It's close all the way for second, but the Empress trying to build a lead. Vibing catching up now. It's the Empress and Vibing along with Database. Berserk now charging late, and we're coming down the stretch. It's the Empress. Berserk takes over the lead, makes his move, and the Empress is right there. It's a dead heat, and we've got a photo finish. It's going to be Berserk with the win. The Empress in second, followed by Database, Vibing, Gefilte Fish, and Mr. Edward. Congrats to Berserk, the free agent.
Yes, super close finish. Unfortunate image hosting again there, but I've got no control over that. A little bit of heartbreak for Casey. He was in the lead most of the race and real close at the end.
Yeah, for sure. That was photo finish.
That's right.
All right, let's go on to
Yeah.
race 3. Andrew's rushing us here. I guess we're all tired.
I think he was referencing me starting the race while you were still previewing race.
Oh,
No,
gotcha.
I meant how you said the horses were fatigued.
Oh, the whole right. Gotcha. There we
Like,
go.
you're not special. The horses aren't special. We're all fatigued. That's what I
Hey,
meant.
Andrew, what do you say about guest announcing this race? You mentioned several weeks ago maybe you'd want to do that.
Oh,
You got
Yeah,
3 in
I
this
mean,
one.
If Jimmy's willing to relinquish the mic for a second, I wouldn't mind calling this one.
sure. Go for it, bud.
How about that? It's a celebrity race.
Celebrity guest announce. Wow, this is quite the field as well. Let's see the names here. Stratocaster Canvas, of course. A little bit partial on that one. Deliberate Speed, Kumquat Aficionado, Banjo, Hippie DNA. Looking good. I like the all G grade races. That girl from school, of course, who can forget her. Prickly Pete, one of George's horses. Yeti's Abyss, Chris's favorite.
Yeah,
Mount Timpanogos. I need help with that one.
that was close enough.
All right, the Velocizer, Criminy Sakes for Criminy Sakes, Ping Pong, Prospectus, and of course, Tip of Pooh's Nose. All right,
No, I don't. I don't like it when I have a camera.
I'll give it a
All right,
whirl.
guys. 14 horses is going to be perhaps a challenge. I think you're up for it.
There's a lot of money up in this race, too. A lot of interested parties watching this one.
Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
All right.
All right, so here we are in grass, and I think we're about ready to go. And right off the bat, for Criminy Sakes, coming up strong, Stratocaster Canvas, of course, is doing what he does and competing. And oh my gosh, I am getting a whole lot of lag, but Yeti's Abyss is doing what he does. So far, Prickly Pete is doing what he does and giving a strong showing. That girl from school staying with the top 3, the top 5. Kumquat Aficionado hanging in there. Velocitizer, they're rounding out the top 7. And again, I can't even call this race with all the lag I have, but it looks like Criminy Sake by half a length. Kumquat Aficionado hanging strong and way gone at this point. Criminy Sakes looking to finish strong as Yeti's Abyss. Nope. Horrible internet connection.
Oh. All right, Andrew. Hey, thanks though. Sorry about the internet connection. You did great.
Blame Cox, not me.
Yeah, you did great. If anyone else wants to ever guest announce a race, just let us know.
I feel like I need to do that from Maison de Louis
Oh yeah, sure. We could have you over sometime.
next time.
You really nailed the pronunciation of Kumquat Aficionado, though. That was great.
I mean, of course.
Yeah, can't wait.
So I put it in just to watch Jimmy suffer.
Also, congrats on you at the second place finish there.
Yeah, and let's not bury the lead. Congrats to Casey. All right, Jimmy, do we have you back as our host?
Yes, we're good.
Doesn't Casey win a lot though?
No, Casey does not win a lot.
Oh, all right. Then congrats, Casey.
Yeah, his stable's in second to last, but he suggested in the pregame interview maybe that's what he's going for.
Yeah, always positive. All right, nice job, Andrew. I can feel you on that internet connection sometimes, especially when you got 14 horses running at the same time.
Florida life, bro. Florida life.
All right, Jimmy, let's look at race 4.
All right, race number 4, 9.5 furlongs back on the dirt. Just E's and F's, 12 E's and 2 F's to be exact. And so should be a good race, good tight race. And Yeah, that's about it. Any favorites there, Chris? I think it's pretty even with that many E's.
Certainly it is. There's a few of those that have wins though, and Nate's Albie has 2 wins. And so has a chance to get into that 3-win club, which is pretty exclusive so far.
Sure.
But yeah, otherwise certainly pretty even on paper.
And all owned horses, so none of these blasted free agents that Chris hates. And got 14 owned horses, and we're about ready. And they're off. Albie flying out of the gate into first, followed by Gator Knight. Business Savvy now moving up, and he takes over the first spot. Albie, but wow, just for a second, Albie charging more than a length lead over Gator Knight. Antithesis, NJ Naysayer now up into third. Business Savvy in fifth. Red Scamper, Roulette trying to charge hard up into fifth, but it's Albie. Gator Knight now overtaking Albie for the lead. Red Scamper making a charge. Right now it's Gator Knight and Albie as we go down the stretch for the first place. Albie now into first, over a half-length lead over the field. Gator Knight and Bill of Rights not far behind. Gator Knight now catching and passing. It's going to be Gator Knight and Albie. It's Gator Knight and Albie very close. Albie overtaking the lead and wins it. Albie from the stable of Nate. Another win for Nate. Gator Knight finishing second, followed by Red Scamper, NJ Naysayer, Business Savvy, and Bill of Rights for the money. Getting out of hand, Roulette, Seismic Shift, Antithesis, El Brainiac, Let's Top You Off, Chips the Medallion, and Ampersand the Trailer.
Congrats to Nate, and Albie joins the exclusive 3-win club. Nate wins all the time, but Ampersand did get last place. Two in the top 5 for Brett, who's trying to reel in Nate. This won't help. And
it will not. Nate bookending the race here.
Yeah.
The first and last.
Good showing for Gator Knight too.
Nicely done for Andrew. That second place finish. The young female Gator Knight. Let's move on to race number 5.
Claiming race?
Yes, our first claiming race of the night. Just 27,500 gets you one of these beautiful horses. Just 6 of them in the race, though. 2 owned, 4 free agents. And looks like Rise to Vote Sir, Anecdotal Observer, Rigbone, the G-grade horses looking to be our favorites.
Certainly. And the 2 unowned G-grade horses have wins. That's Rise to Vote Sir, and Anecdotal Observer.
There we go. And just a 7.5 furlong race. Back on the dirt. And we're ready to go. They're off. Schoolyard Chum alongside Mix and Natural and Rigbone. Out early. Rise to Vote Sir now up into third. But Schoolyard Chum maintains the lead. Rigbone not far behind. Rise to Vote Sir in third, followed by Anecdotal Observer, Mix and Natural, and Construction Law. But Schoolyard Chum maintains the lead. As we go to the halfway point, Rigbone in second. Rise to Vote Sir and Anecdotal Observer now passing. Rise to Vote Sir coming up alongside Schoolyard Chum and taking the lead. We're coming down the stretch, just a couple furlongs to go, and Rigbone takes the lead. Anecdotal Observer not far behind. We've got a close one as we come down the stretch. Anecdotal Observer trying to hold off Rigbone, and it's going to be Anecdotal Observer with the win. Rigbone in second, followed by Rise to Vote Sir, Construction Law, Schoolyard Chum, and Mix a Natural. Nate with the second place finish here, but it's the free agent Anecdotal Observer with their second career win. Any of those getting claimed, Chris?
Jimmy, none getting claimed.
All right. So Anecdotal Observer, the winner, still unowned.
I think the rest of the league probably was cheering for the unowned horses more than normal, with Nate being the other real serious contender late in that race.
I believe you're right, Chris. All right, let's head to our next race, race 6, another claiming race. $50,000 needed for one of these 8 horses, all of them owned except for Just the Messenger. Andrew with half the field in this race. And got 5 F grade horses looking for the win, a couple of I grade, and also Coach Cleaver, the H grade horse. Open Borders, our only former winner, a 3-year-old male. And we shall see here a little bit longer, 8.5 furlongs on the dirt.
Yeah, it's certainly it's set up to be a big race for Andrew with 3 of the 4 F grade horses. Genre, of course, can spoil that quite a bit.
My
But
boy.
we'll see. A lot of the purse, Andrew's gunning for it. Let's see, what is the purse?
Actually, my girl. Genre is not my boy. She's my girl.
Let's see. What is the purse? 70 grand. Yeah.
7, yes,
Andrew's gunning for most of that. We'll see if he can do it.
for sure. All right, out to the track. Winner getting 42,000. As we said, it's a claiming race. 50,000 will get you one of these horses, and they're off. Just the Messenger out front early, followed by Bear Patrol and Open Borders. That Ain't Mine now up into third, but it's Just the Messenger and Bear Patrol side by side. Open Borders now not far behind. Just the Messenger trying to push the lead. A half length over the field. Genre now up into second. We used to stomp into third, but it's still Just the Messenger. Genre and We Used to Stomp coming alongside. It's a 3-horse race as we head into the stretch. We Used to Stomp now in the lead, trying to pull away. Genre back in second. Just the Messenger in third. The rest of the field trying to catch up to third, but We Used to Stomp with a full-length lead over Genre, and it's going to be We Used to Stomp and Andrew with the win. Genre passed by Unsubscribe at the last minute, and Open Borders takes third as well. Andrew sweeping first, second, and third. Genre down in the fourth, followed by Just the Messenger, Coach Cleaver, That Ain't Mine, and Bear Patrol. Andrew, 4 of the horses, half the field, and he takes first, second, and third.
Huge race for Andrew. And how about those 2 Unsubscribe and Open Borders right at the end coming up and edging out Genre?
Yeah, boo that.
Look,
But
the
very
rest
nice.
of the league saying here. We're getting some comments. Wow, nicely done. That's from
All
Nate.
right.
Uh,
Any claims from that one, Chris?
Jimmy, no claims. Therefore, no claims today at all. I think
Wow.
the stables are focusing on the draft that's coming up in 2 days and
Yeah, saving that money.
thinking about building their stables that way. So no claims, but definitely a successful race for Andrew.
Absolutely. All right. Let's head to race 7, our last allowance race of the day before the big 4 stakes races. This one, actually our longest race of the day, 11.5 furlongs out on the turf. And we've got a bit of a mixed field, a C, a D, and 4 Fs. Chasmo 69, the C, owned by Johnny and Runt. 3-time former champion, D-grade horse, owned by Brett.
Yeah, Jimmy, what I want to talk about in this one is
And
it
we'll
looks
see
like
if he can make it 4 against this
Yeah.
small field.
it looks like the favorite is Chasmo 69, the C grade horse owned by Johnny. And then, of course, it was Johnny that drafted Runt and nominated Runt as the first horse ever drafted in the whole league and the first horse with 3 wins. And Johnny has said he regretted putting Runt in a claims race where Brett could get him or where Brett could get her. And now Johnny on paper has a 1 grade advantage, but this is to me, this is Johnny against Runt and Brett.
Indeed.
There's some history here.
Absolutely. As we said, just 6 horses. Everybody's going to get some money. First place getting $48,000. And we're ready to go out on the turf. They're off. Runt, Chasmo 69, out to the early lead, followed by Osmosis Moses, Robotron Ride 3000, Know My Song Well, and Firepower. Osmosis Moses now taking over the lead. Chasmo 69 up into second. Runt not far behind in third. Firepower making a charge. We hit the halfway point. Chasmo 69 alongside Osmosis Moses in the lead. Runt now charging and taking up second right by Chasmo 69 as we come down the stretch. It's Runt in the lead. Chasmo 69 overtaking him. They're side by side as we go down the stretch. Chasmo 69 stretching out that lead and sprinting towards the finish line. Chasmo 69 with the win. Johnny gets the win. And Runt overtaking Robotron Ride 3000 for second. Osmosis Moses in fourth, Firepower in fifth, and Know My Song Well, the trailer, in sixth. Congrats to Johnny and Chasmo 69.
That's right. Congrats, Johnny. And end of a drought there for Johnny, who had a ton of success early on in the season, but hadn't had a win in several weeks now. So yeah, and got a little revenge on Brett for claiming Runt. So
Yes.
Congrats to Johnny, back in the win column.
Definitely there.
Charlie notes that's a great name for a horse. What a great named horse.
All right, everybody's in their seats or standing now. They've got their snacks, they've got their drinks. We're ready for the stakes races here at the Lewis Downs Sprint Championships. Our first one, Lewis Downs 3-year-old female sprint championships. 10 horses, all 3-year-olds, all females, ready to rock. And
Yeah.
we've got Christian with 3 of the horses in the race. And all others, Jesse, Andrew, Casey, Johnny, Nate, myself, and Brett with 1 horse ready to go. And Candy Bar, the only horse who's really ideally fit distance-wise for this race. All the other horses better at the longer distances, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Obviously, Intention is the B horse, looking like our favorite.
That's right. All right, ready to go to the track, Jimmy?
Let's do it.
First ever stakes race at Lewis Downs. Here we go.
$230,000 purse, 138 grand going to our winner. And they're off. A little bit late for me there, but Intention out early in the lead, followed by Swamp Knocker not far behind. Oh Showtime, Candy Bar, Koalas Tu Nombre, Eve, Thanks Diplomat, Disnelodian, Home Movies, and She Rode Sassy trailing. Intention in the lead. Eve now stretching that lead over a full length as we're past the halfway point. Disnelodian down into fourth. Oh Showtime in second. Candy Bar overtaking him. Eve, though, with a huge lead over the field. And Candy Bar trying to catch him. Eve's got over. He just the field. Swamp Knocker trying to catch now late, and Swamp Knocker alongside takes the lead and wins it. It's Swamp Knocker with the win, the upset. Even second, followed by Candy Bar, She Rode Sassy, Intention, Disnelodian, Koalas Tu Nombre, Showtime, Home Movies, and No Thanks Diplomat. Thank you to my internet connection for messing that up a little bit, but thanks to everyone. Swamp Knocker, my boy, or I should say my girl, of course, with the win in the first
Yeah, Jimmy,
3-year-old female sprint championship here at Lewis Downs.
Congrats, Jimmy, and congrats, Swamp Knocker. You were cutting in and out a little bit there, but we got it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, crazy, kind of an upset. That wasn't a horse we really talked about ahead of time. The disappointment kind of continues for Intention. As you all know, the greatest honor a horse can get winning a race is to be immortalized with a photo. I introduce Swamp Knocker, 3-year-old
All
female
right.
Lewis Downs sprint champion
There in the Blood Bay.
in the Blood
Love
Bay.
it.
That's Swamp Knocker.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, congrats, Jimmy. Big one. And you're climbing
was
up
huge.
the standings too.
You said that
lately.
was big. An E-grade horse, beating all the D grades, and Intention. Yeah, very, very happy with that one. Very pleased.
Yeah, good deal.
$138,000 first place prize. But some of the horses, that big money there in second too. Second, 46,000. And
Yeah, that was Eve. Eve got second, and that was Christian's horse. Eve got second, and Christian's horse She Rode Sassy got fourth. So pretty good showing. Candy Bar, which we talked about, got third.
nice. Awesome. All right, let's move on to our second of the 4 Lewis Downs Sprint Championship Stakes races. This one, the 3-year-old males. And we've got 11 horses. As I mentioned before, The buckskin colored Jazz is my dark horse. And we'll see if I can make it back to back, but got 10 other strong horses here, including the favorite Supply and Demand, the C grade horse owned by Jesse, and a large number of D grade horses. So should be a close one.
Yeah, and to me, it's the return of Lemke, our most successful horse we haven't got to see since the Belmont. He's starting to get really comfortable with the winner's circle.
Absolutely. Can't bury the lead there. Lemke, a two-time
He's
champion, over $1 million in career prize money. And we'll see if he can stretch it out. Same purse as last race, 138,000 to the winner, 230,000 total will be given out. And of course, my internet connection is spotty right now. So,
well, we hear you fine. So here they go.
All right. Oh, there we go. All right. Seat back and tray table out to the early lead, followed by Bryce Fester, Evergreen Terrace alongside Lemke, Jumbo Cheesema, and Torrential Downpour, followed by Seat back and tray table, Evergreen Terrace, though, in the lead. It's a very close one early on. First place going in and out, but Macaroni and Cheese trying to build a lead as we come down the stretch. Seat back and tray table in second, Torrential Downpour in third, Macaroni and Cheese, though, with a half-length lead as we come down the stretch.
I think we lost Jimmy there. Congrats to Nate. Macaroni and Cheese with the win. Torrential Downpour second, for Zach. Seat back and tray table third. That's Kalen. Then the favorites we talked about, Supply and Demand and Lemke. Jazz rounding out the top six, the ones taking home some amount of money.
There we go. I'm back now.
You're back. All right.
Nate with another win. Are you serious?
Nate with the stakes win here with but it wasn't Lemke. It was Macaroni and Cheese. Congrats to Nate.
All right. Nicely done.
And I think it was not particularly close, as Macaroni and Cheese actually saved some of that speed for the end and pulled away.
Wow. Leaving
yeah,
everybody behind there.
For a pretty convincing win. Congrats to Nate.
And the Willett brothers going first and second there in that stakes race.
That's right. All right. So here is Macaroni and Cheese, first career stakes win. So the picture to immortalize him.
Nicely done.
There it is. Congrats again to Nate. That's one more time to Nate.
Nice. All right. A couple of great races for the 3-year-olds in the inaugural Lewis Downs Sprint Championships. Let's head to our penultimate race of the day. Lewis Downs 4 and up female sprint championships, a loaded field of 14 horses and tons of former winners here. Multiple race winners there. Upon I Linger, 3 wins. Embellishment, Sapphire Surge, and Pernicious all with 2. Portugal the Fast, of course, the A-grade horse, the favorite, 3-time winner for Andrew. And also the most fatigued horse of the field, Portugal the Fast, with a minus 18. So we'll see if that is a factor. And any other notes there, Chris?
No, that you did a good job summing it up. It'll be interesting to see if the fatigue makes a difference, because Portugal the Fast would otherwise be the favorite. Although there is a B-grade horse in the field, Macy's Pernicious.
All right, let's head out to the dirt. As we've said, like the other 2 races, just 6 furlongs. The sprint. And they're off. Honeymoon's over, out early to the lead. Sapphire Surge alongside Portugal the Fast, Blue Shell, Sugar Bomb, Ferocity Engine, Embellishment, Stalwart Persuader thereupon I Linger, Pernicious, A Dull Roar, Results May Vary, and Shot Out of a Cannon trailing. Blue Shell out to the lead. We're halfway through, three furlongs to go. Ferocity Engine now up there. Portugal the Fast taking the lead and trying to leave the field behind. Well over a length lead over the field. Portugal the Fast now keeping that lead. Pocket Ace is trying to charge, but Portugal the Fast is not going to be beat. It's going to be Portugal the Fast at the line for the win. Pocket Ace is charged late, but couldn't overcome the wonderful start and finish by Portugal the Fast. Andrew with the win. Pocket Ace is in second for Kalen. Sapphire Surge and Johnny in third. Sugar Bomb and Jesse in fourth. Embellishment also Kalen there in fifth. And Ferocity Engine owned by Christian in sixth. Congrats again, Andrew. Portugal the Fast. What a race.
Yeah, congrats, Andrew. And so it adds to a pretty successful day already with that first, second, and third place finish in that claiming race. This one, of course, even a bigger deal than that one. Portugal the Fast with the win. Already a stakes winner. So instead of pulling up a new picture, I'll show you the Hall of Stakes winners, and Portugal the Fast is already on there. Of course, so congrats to Andrew. Is going to join Lemke as the only horse with 2 stakes wins in their career.
Absolutely.
And that's got to be,
as we mentioned, Portugal the Fast, the most fatigued horse. She didn't look fatigued at all. All right.
No,
I don't know.
She handled it.
Well, I got to say, I thought I made history being the first with 2 stakes wins, but since Lemke already did it, I guess I got to go out and win a third, right?
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's something to shoot for. And I'll say that's got to be disappointing for Macy, because Pernicious was the only B grade horse in the field. If you get in the top 6, you at least cover the entry fee, but Pernicious finishes 7th and therefore doesn't cover the entry fee. A pretty disappointing result there. All right, one race left, Jimmy.
All right. Yeah, let's go to our last race. Of course, this one's 6 furlongs as well. Same $230,000 purse and 14 horses in this one. Our Lewis Downs 4 and Up Male Sprint Championship.
Yeah, Jimmy, the race is stacked. 2 B grade horses we called the co-favorites in the pregame show. That's We Don't Say That in Quicksilver. But then there's also a handful of C grade horses and a couple D grade horses. Stacked race, anything could happen.
Absolutely, and lots of well-rested horses.
Yeah, an
well.
undefeated horse in Standard Bearer, a couple multi-time winners. Actually, both the Christian's horses are the 2-time winners.
All right, let's head back out to the dirt. Our final race of the day. 14 horses ready to rock. Crowd on its feet for the last race, and they're off. Standard Bearer alongside Off to Neverland. Quicksilver, Element OP. Look at him. We Don't Say That. For Old Time's Sake, Fever Pitch, Off to Neverland. Phantom Ring, Razzmatazz, Metaphorical Pitcher, and Enchantment Ichabod, and Peter Berg way behind. Fever Pitch, For Old Time's Sake, now into the lead. For Old Time's Sake, trying to stretch that lead as we come down the stretch. It's Fever Pitch trying to catch him and overtakes him now. Fever Pitch in the lead. Quicksilver in the second. It's Fever Pitch alongside Quicksilver. They're neck and neck as we come down the stretch. Quicksilver taking the lead. Quicksilver trying to push it, but We Don't Say That. Standard Bearer, Phantom Ring, and Fever Pitch all making a late run. Quicksilver holds them off, though, and it's Quicksilver owned by Jesse with the win, followed by Casey's We Don't Say That. Metaphorical Pitcher in third by Macy. Phantom Ring in fourth, owned by Johnny. Razzmatazz, also Casey's horse, in fifth. Fever Pitch in sixth, owned by Zach. Congrats to Quicksilver and Jesse on the victory. Lewis Downs 4 and Up Male Sprint Championship. Oh, my boy Peter Berg. Just, I don't know what happened there. Peter Berg, come on.
Not his day. Congrats to Jesse, her first stakes win. Quicksilver was close in the Saudi Cup. Yeah, good horse. And we'll introduce him now. Quicksilver.
Nice. Very
Jesse
nice.
said she likes fancy horses.
That is beautiful. Make sure we get that pic sent to Jess, because
There's Casey.
that looks like I don't know, 2008 emo.
Does anyone else see? That looks like Jimmy Butler's.
Oh yeah, there it is.
That looks like Jimmy Butler's
Yep,
media picture last
that's it.
season.
That's perfect.
Like, that horse doesn't even care.
That is incredible. What a selection of a picture.
Thank you. And Casey, congrats on the second place finish.
Yeah, congrats to the Thompson investors, really,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, they made out well in that
It's
race.
a family endeavor.
Yeah.
We can certainly send this to Jesse, and of course, all these horses, stakes winners, can be found on the Hall of Stakes Winners tab. But congratulate her for us also, Casey, if she's not sitting there with you.
She's not with us now.
All right. All right, that was the last race of the day, Jimmy.
All right, good to have everyone here. Exciting day of races, the inaugural Lewis Downs Sprint Championships. It was a great celebration of the sprint, and we're looking forward, of course, to our 2-year-old draft Tuesday night, 7:30 Eastern. As Chris said, be there or be square. And also, don't forget, we've got some more stakes races coming up. Check your schedule, get your horses in, and we'll see you down the line. But before then, like I said, we'll see you Tuesday night, 7:30 Eastern for the 2-year-old draft. Looking forward to it. Big sports draft week coming up, getting started with our big draft on Tuesday night.
All right, see you guys in 2 days.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.